Yes, indeed. That music gets me hyped every single time. Thanks, Brother Gary. And everybody, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another great edition of Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. We are happy to join you tonight and to have you join us. Come on in the room. I'm sure you know the routine. Come on in the room, make yourself known, sit down, have a cup of tea and a slice of that original bean pie. And let's get back and talk about the issues. Want to thank folks who are already gathering from around the country, folks who have already made their way into the room. We thank you as you come in from different locations. I don't know if I can see who that is. Who's that, Sister Teacher?
Next level.
Next
Cornbread.
level. Hey, Cornbread in Dallas, our brother James, and all the brothers and sisters who make their business to make this appointment viewing every week. We are grateful for you. Now I'm going to turn you into the hands of
He's going to turn y'all over
great
to me, his
Sister
phone.
Teacher.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome to another exciting episode of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. We are so glad you chose to join us tonight. But before we get started, you know we need your help in helping us grow this platform. And all we ask that you do is go over to our YouTube page, Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. Like, share, and subscribe. We've reached 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to grow it up to 2,000 and just keep it going. Once you do the YouTube, go over to our Facebook page, Teasha Muhammad, and do the same, like, share, and subscribe. And then you can go to Jamil's page as well, Jamil Muhammad, like, share, and subscribe. All right.
All right, all right. There's a lot to do, and we thank you for having done it in advance. Let's get into tonight's program. We're starting a bit early in the hour because we've got a chock full schedule tonight. Two of the Nation of Islam's well-known and well-beloved activists, a couple, they're joining us, and it looks like many of you are coming in too. We'll cite you and welcome you because we want to shout you out by name in just a few moments. But the couple that we're talking about is also known outside of the specific boundaries of the Nation of Islam. They are our brother and sister, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia Muhammad, and they both native New Yorkers. They met in high school. They've been together a lot of years. They've made a successful marriage of their own, and they're helping us to do the same thing throughout the community. They are the authors of 17 books and the host every year of the Marriage Keepers Retreat. That's going to be happening this year too. So we don't want to waste any time. We don't want to delay at all. Let's bring them forward right now. If we can bring the producer, have the mystery producer bring them forward. And there they are, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia. Welcome to Nothing But the Truth.
Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you
Walaikum
so much
salam.
for having us.
Yes, indeed. We are glad to see you. And we're also happy that you are taking the time out to talk about such serious and important issues in a way that encourages and lifts hope and progress for people. So let me start right now, if I may, Teasha. And then, of course, I'm going to defer because I don't want to talk too much.
You're all right, friend. Go ahead.
But I do want to ask, in Detroit in August, there's something happening. What's going on, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, in Detroit?
Well, we are excited. And again, thank you so much for having us. And we just want to open up in the name of Allah that came in the person of Master Muhammad, and in the name of his living and exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and of course, the Messiah in our midst, that if it were not for him and his family sacrifices, none of us could be sitting here. And that is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We want to thank and shout out to him and his family, because again, that's what it's all about, building strong families. The 15th annual marriage retreat will be in, inshallah, Muhammad Mosque our number one mosque in Detroit, Michigan. We're so happy to be hosted by our brother minister Troy Muhammad and the regional labor and the laborers there, not regional labor, but the laborers there in Detroit. And again, this is the 15th annual. So for anyone out there who has never ever were able to participate. We would love for you to make this year for you to participate. It is from August, coming in on that Thursday, which is the 20. It starts on the 28th. It starts on the 28th, which is that Thursday. But we're asking people to get in on that Wednesday, so we're fresh and ready to get started. And it goes from that Thursday and it ends on that Sunday, which is the 31st.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just in case somebody's looking away from the television and they don't see it on their screen, could you detail for us some of the folks you expect to present at this conference? This sounds very high powered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we definitely expect Minister Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad to present to us, inshallah. Right. We also expect Brother Marcus, Sister said, we're going to present as well. Mm-hmm. We're going to do our greeting the marriage portion of this session. And we hopefully have the sister who's going to do the finance, Sister Carmen Herrera. She's going to do the MHC Wealth Advisors. She's going to do that portion of the class. But then the main thing I want to focus you on is beyond that, we're going to do the husbands only sessions and the wives only sessions as well. And they are super powerful, and they're really look forward to by the people who are coming to this year's marriage retreat.
Wow. Wow. And let me ask, how large is this event? I'm sure you're growing from year to year, 15 years already. How large is the event in terms of attendance? And is there a point at which you get too large and you make sure you trim it down, or how does that work?
No, it's open. This event is open to all, regardless of religion. Regardless, as long as you are married, husband and wife, it's open to churches, it's open to mosques. All of us who are looking to strengthen our marriage. So it's open to everyone. And since COVID, we have two parts. We have the face-to-face, right, where you're live and you're there. And then we also have the Zoom selection where people who can travel, they can participate through the whole event via Zoom. And by Allah's grace, that has been wonderful. And it can range, because sometimes we might have couples, like I say, about, how many we had last year?
I'm not sure, about 40.
I would say maybe 40 were in person, mm-hmm, and then we had those who were on the Zoom.
Okay.
Wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. I think it's a great thing. I'm going to turn it over to Teasha Muhammad. She's got lots to ask about.
Is this an adult only event?
Yes.
Yes. We can't.
Yes, it's adults only. We asked for no children, and the reason for no children is because one time we did that, mm-hmm, and we knew why. Because if you're going to take the time off work to come, we want you to be at full attention to participate, because the workshops are interactive. You're doing different activities to help you and your husband and your wife look at your marriage, analyze, mm-hmm, your marriage. This is like taking time off to, like it said, to a marriage retreat,
right,
to leave everything behind and focus just on you and your husband, enjoying, mm-hmm, each other, learning each other, reconnecting with each other. That's, yeah, what the marriage retreat is all about. And by God's grace, if people go to the website, there, www.themarriagekeepers.com, they can hear testimonials of couples over the years. Just bear witness to why some come every year. They don't miss a year, and if they miss a year, they make sure they are able to come maybe the next year. But because I remember one brother said, this is like Savior's Day for our marriage. And so, mm-hmm, that lets us know how powerful it is, because we know how our Savior's days are.
Right. Right.
So praise be to Allah. So again, it's open to all to come, to participate, to interact, and just have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yes,
that is great. That is great.
Excellent. Looking forward to this. And now at this retreat, you say all married couples though, right?
Yes.
Not just courtship. Okay. And Doesn't just have to be newlywed. You can have been married a long time. It's something for everyone, basically, is what
Yes.
I'm getting at when you
Yes.
come to this retreat.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
That's right.
See.
40 and 50 year couples have come to the retreat and enjoyed themselves tremendously
All right.
because they see, as one couple said, they said he started off with us on a Friday. He said, you can't teach this old dog new tricks.
Mm.
And by Monday morning, he was saying that you indeed taught this old dog new tricks
Come on.
because he learned something that he never expected to learn. And we handle each subject with delicacy and refinement that you expect from the marriage keepers. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Wow, wow. That it's funny you talk about marriage and you know, Teasha and I were talking before the show about the status or the state of
Wait, hold on. I don't
and
know why
we're
it's
talking
doing
with them on Nothing But the Truth. But tell me, what's the state of marriage in Black America? Is it where we need it to be? Is there room for improvement? And if so, what can be done?
We find that one divorce is way too many divorces. We find that as we do this work, a lot of us are too quick to give up on our marriage. And that's a sign for us that we're too quick to give up on God Himself, because we have to be patient as we're trying to build something that will last a few years or a whole lot of years. And our marriages require time. They require us to be of the mindset that we're in it for the long haul and we're committed to this marriage to make it work.
Yes.
We can't treat marriage like we do so many things, because we live in a society where everything is quick. Instant
Right.
coffee, instant this, instant that, press this, boom, this happens, that happens. And we treat our relationships like that.
Yes.
So the minister said we don't have long suffering. We don't have the capacity like we used to. Well, we want that. We want to grow the humility. We want to grow the patience. Like he said, a farmer that's planting on a farm and he's growing food, he can't drop the seed in there and say, okay, grow now because I said so. That's not how marriage is. That's not how relationships are. So when we look at marriage and we look at, well, that's why retreats are so necessary. And we were, by Allah's grace, out at Savior's Day this year, and we came across two brothers who came to the table. And they said to us, man, I wish I would have got y'all booked sooner. And we were like, why? What's going on? I'm now divorced.
Oh, wow.
Why?
Yep.
Why, with all the knowledge and wisdom that we have received, my question is why? And just from us doing one-on-one counseling with couples, with families, and we hear, especially the couples, some couples, we said, are you serious? You about to divorce over that?
That's right.
I said, anyone who has been married any length of time, we all go through a lot of things. Is how much of it can you take? When we get to this is the main ingredient. When we get to the point where I have had enough, I'm ready to hit the road, Jack, and I'm not coming back. When we get to that point, it's like we have let things build up so much so that now this mountain has exploded. My volcano has erupted because I did not take care of it when it was just a little mustard seed. And that's why the marriage retreats, that's why getting knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on how God is and striving to be in that character helps us to get through marriage. That's why in the Nation of Islam, we're taught marriage is half of our faith. Because the minister said the trials and tribulations that you have with your journey towards God is the same trials and tribulations you will have in marriage.
Right. That's a beautiful point. Quick question, though. I heard you say that we need to develop long suffering.
Right.
And then you said that if we walk out, Brother Marcus, if we walk out on each other, we will walk out on God. What do we say to people in our communities who don't have a relationship with God? Can they be successful in their marriages without that relationship?
You gotta get that relationship right. If you're in the process of getting that relationship right, if you're in the process of getting with a man, getting with a woman, you're in the process of getting with a process that starts with you getting closer to your creator, and that process will ultimately bring you closer to what it is you're trying to do in your life, which is to get closer to God. And if God befriends you, imagine having God as your friend.
Yes.
Imagine God having as your protector. God is all that for me, and I would like to offer you the same opportunity that I had to get to know God. I want to get you the opportunity to know God for yourself.
And that's
Hold on, you froze up.
and knowing God for yourself.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go right ahead. Go right ahead, Teasha.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
have froze. Say your point again.
No, I wanted to just thank you for that thorough answer, Brother Marcus, because there are some things that you don't want to compromise about. And I know we cannot lower the standard that would make us successful just to accommodate the wretched condition of our communities and leave it there. We have to pull our communities up into a higher understanding of what is happening by exemplifying and striving in those standards ourselves. So the question becomes, tell us, if you would, about your work. How is it expressed beyond just the community of the Nation of Islam? Because I can hear, as our conversation occurs, there are 4 people on this line who love and practice Islam. 4 people on this line who are staunch supporters of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and proud citizens of the nation. But what happens when we take these principles outside to other people who haven't embraced them yet?
Oh my God, brother, they love us. They love what we are practicing. The kind of Islam that we practice is for everybody. Everybody can get some of this wonderful teaching, this lifestyle that we live. We live this lifestyle. We're not playing with this thing. We want you to know that we live it. And that's why we started with the children, with young people. And we started with them, and we realized that you can talk to the young person all day long, but if you're not reaching their parents, then you're not really going to be successful, because the young people are going home to the same environment that we are not affecting. So we got involved with the parents. We started doing parenting training classes, parenting empowerment classes, because we know that that is the answer. And we now we evolved into the marriage component of this work that we're doing, because we don't want to leave relationships the way we find them. A lot of our people are, as you said, Brother Minister Jamil, they're not getting married today.
Right.
They're not even desirous of getting married. We had an experience where we had our daughter in a classroom, and they were talking to the children. They asked the children in the classroom. She was in the classroom with about 30, 40 children. They asked her, how many of y'all are getting married in the class? And 6 children put their hand up that they were going to get married. 6 children. Now, this is America. This is our America.
Right.
And only 6 is going to get married? Well, that's something that's telling to us, because when we look at the marriage rates among our young people, our young people don't want it. They don't want it because they see an image of us. They see an image of the parents who got married, and sometimes they say, if this is what marriage is, I don't want it.
Wow. That's amazing. We talked about it being a hellscape.
Yes.
We have a graphic, and I want to throw the graphic up on the screen.
Find it for you.
Because And thank you for looking into that. But according to statistics, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, and I ask you this question because of your academic background. I know with holding master's degrees in marriage and family services and marriage and family counseling, you all are not just religious zealots, you're scientists, you're professionals. And when you look at a graphic that you all see on your screen right now that indicates that when it comes to marriage and family, Black people in America are numerically and statistically at a disadvantage, or is this a disadvantage? Does marriage have benefits? And if it does, why are we looking the way we look on the screen? And I'm going to ask the producers to leave the graphic up for a moment while our experts address these questions.
Well, when we look at this graph and you see never married,
Mm.
50% of Blacks,
Mhm.
never married, 43% for our Hispanics, never married white, 28%, never married Asians,
Mm,
31%. I was having a discussion with some coworkers, and I was saying, I want you to think about what you listen to. I want you
Mm.
to think about what you watch. I want you to think about what you see in your immediate family. How many people in our immediate family are married? How many can we say, this one has been married for 30 years. This one has been married for 20 years. How many of us can say that? And then when we say it, has it been a healthy relationship? Because you know, if we're in a family, family know about family, right?
Yes.
So, and see, one of the things we help couples, a successful tip is that when something is going on in your marriage, if the person cannot help you to improve, then why give them the issues of what's going on in your marriage? They can't help you.
Mm.
It's now become you're just spreading your business.
Right.
But when you look at, I said, listen to the music, look at the TV,
mm.
everything pertaining to relationships is dysfunctional.
That's right.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Very,
Mm,
very
dysfunctional.
dysfunctional.
And then the shows that show even a little positive, they don't last too long
Right,
on
right.
the TV.
That's right.
They're going to
mm,
pull those off because we don't want you to see a happy function. I grew up in the time of the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
I love the Cosby Show. You had a husband, you had a wife, they both worked, they had children, they were showing you a functioning family. So even if I did not have it, which thank God I did, but for a
Mhm.
child who did not have that at all, and you don't see an example, that's why the marriage retreats, that's why doing events where people see who's married, how long have you been married? Because
mhm.
again, the society is negating marriage, especially for our community.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am. And I want to jump to a question first. Of course, we welcome our sister from the heart of it all, Ohio, Sister Deborah Anita Muhammad. Welcome on to Nothing But the Truth. But I definitely want to ask this question of you, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia. If you could put Brother David C's comment
Mhm.
back up.
Okay.
And this is something I want to ask you all what you would say to a brother who has been through a divorce, has a daughter who is, if I recall correctly, what they call a tween. She's not quite a teenager, but she's growing into that age level. And the brother worries, and we thank you for your transparency, brother, if he scarred his daughter. What do you say to a brother like that, family?
Well, I don't know if he scarred her. I think that what he needs to do is protect her and protect her from what she sees and what she's viewing in her own life. If their marriage didn't work out, the relationship, you're not divorcing the children. The children are
Mhm.
not getting divorced by you at all because me and mama didn't make it. But you're not being divorced, baby. I want you to know that I love you and I'm here for you and that I will be here for you all the time that you need me. I want you to know that this thing called marriage is not for the faint at heart.
Right.
Marriage is not easy, especially, we're encouraging people to get married, but we want you to know that marriage is not easy. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is not no easy thing that you're going to get involved in. And it's more than saying I do. A lot of people spend so much money on the wedding, but no money on the marriage. I ask people, I say to them, how many books do you have on being a good husband? I ask this. I say, Brother Jamil, I say, how many books do you have on being a good wife, a good father, a good mother? I ask them, and they say, none. None. And I ask them, how do you think you're going to be successful in that endeavor if you are for real about succeeding in that endeavor?
Yes, sir.
I want you to know that you got to do just as much reading, just as much planning for your marriage as you do for everything else that you're involved in. You have to take time and be considerate about what you're doing. And you have to know that you have to try different techniques, different objects. And, it's like, when you're dealing with problems, instead of looking at it from just your angle and her angle, why don't you try to switch the table around? Why don't you try looking at it from different angles in the house to see how everybody's looking at the problem, and then you can come up with some different solutions to the problem. And I can tell you that so many of us are so stuck in our way that we don't even consider that there may be another way to see what I'm looking at.
Yes.
A lot of us, that's our problem, is we suffer from stinking thinking. And it stinks. Our thinking is so foul up here that when we get married, we bring that stinking thinking into the marriage, and that's the problem with a lot of us. We refuse to change.
And as our young people, is really to give them the reality, to talk to them seriously, say, when we have a break in something, you want to repair it, but you want to help that child to see that this example and I say this all the time, especially to our young people, people are going to, and my husband has said it so much, that people are going to teach you two things, what to do or what not to do.
Yes.
And see, when people tell me, well, because of the experiences that my mama had, that this one had, I'm not going to touch that at all. I ain't dealing with, I say, well, that was their situation. What did you learn what to do in that situation? What did you learn not to do? There are things that we can agree with, and there are things that, like, all of us grew up in the household, and right now we look at ourselves as adults. We're like, I grew up like this, but I did what they call creating your environment. When you decide, okay, I'm going to get married. Yes, there's been divorce. Yes, there's been domestic violence. Yes, there's been this in my families. Break the change by doing something new. Different.
Yes,
Don't
indeed.
tell me, well, I'm going to shack up. We're going to live together. So I can try it out and see how it feels. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now.
That's what I was going to say.
I grew up where, why go out for milk when you got the cow at home? So if I'm giving all this free milk, you say, well, how you treating because we don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend, it's courtship. But for those who do, why is a boyfriend getting the privileges of a husband?
Right.
Oh, that's a good point. Now, that's a good question. And I think we should address that as we come hurtling into the second half of the program.
Yes.
At the bottom of the hour, the time now, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 in Central, and 5:30 on the West Coast. You're viewing Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil
and Sister Teasha. And
We'll
we'll be right back after these messages.
bottom of the hour. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
What are we saying? What are we doing? Woo! Assalamualaikum, family. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
We want to thank you for taking the time to tune into Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil
And Sister Teasha. We thank you for every Thursday night joining us for appointment viewing. 8 p.m. Not 8 a.m.
PM. I'm going to come in on the PM.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Thursday nights by YouTube, by Facebook, by Instagram, by all the other means by which we can be seen. But we thank you because without you, as a matter of fact, here the Manhattans, there's no me without
Why does
you.
he always do that? Assalamualaikum.
There's no me.
You didn't say assalamualaikum. You didn't say assalamualaikum.
Oh, assalamualaikum.
Yeah, I was caught up in the Apollo Theater in my own mind. That's what happened. Right, I was
I don't know what I'm going to do with him.
I was there. Listen. Teasha, I'm going to let you take over the questioning because I got to sit back and observe and hear because you dropped some bombshells right before the break. Sister
You
Cecilia.
really did, Sister Sia. And you hit on it, what I was going to say right before, but we got caught up with the bottom of the hour. So if you can address it, because Brother Charles had wrote, Black folks like to shack up so they can get out and make their escape quick and easy. And I'm noticing we're seeing that mindset a lot. We're thinking it's okay. Well, we don't have to get married. That's just my baby mama. That's my baby daddy. This is just what we do. But there's benefits to marriage. And it's just like nowadays people just don't want it or they don't see that part. Why is that? What is going on with
the benefits of marriage we don't know because we're not being married. And a lot of us aren't lasting long in marriage. You know, we've been together. We got married on July 4th, 1992. We're not old people.
Right.
We have lasted 33 years in this because we understand that marriage is a process. And I can understand that the brother said, if you're shacking, you're lacking. That's true. If you're shacking, you're lacking. And a lot of us are lacking because we don't want marriage. Marriage implies commitment, not commitment phobia. Marriage implies commitment to something bigger than yourself. Generally, it's going to be that woman that's there who's going through all that hell with you. She is the one that you perhaps need to marry. And a lot of us don't. Yes, Brother Jamil?
No, I thought you had completed that thought because once you have, I want to revert back to the question on the screen. There was another good one. Let me just say this, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia. I know you know because you view the program all the time. Our audience is the best informed, most knowledgeable, and best looking audience in all of communications. So we're going to go back to the question on the screen, but I wanted to make sure you were finished that thought, Brother Marcus, because you were hitting some key points there.
Yes, sir. I am finished.
Okay, very good. Then if we can go to the question from Next Level. Our brother James there in Dallas, Texas, he says, a question for the panel. How much focus and attention do you all see when it comes to married couples getting involved in the walk with courting couples? Is there any data that shows if that helps?
I don't know about the data, but definitely that's one of the things that I recommend wherever we go is for married couples to host our courtship couples, to host singles events for the singles. Like the minister said, we need to do that because, again, the more they have exposure to people who are married, people who are striving, people who are in that process of consistently going to work. Like my husband said, absolutely it's not easy. How can it be easy? You know how you are, and now you have someone else that you're married to who's totally opposite by nature. So yes, of course, we should definitely do more of it, and God willing, here in Atlanta, once we get what we're striving to get, with the help of Allah. We ourselves have had married couples host married couples in their homes, and we've done game night and just did a lot of fun stuff, because the more you expose your reality, because like the minister said, be truthful. It's not easy, but how do you make it? How do you get by? What do you do? What helps you to be successful? Well, sister, I'm stuck here. This is where I have, you see, talk that again, the marriage retreat is so powerful, because we don't come there and give out problems. Absolutely not. We wouldn't waste our time. It's solutions. The more tools you have in your tool bag, the better mechanic you are, the better technician you are. So if I'm married and I'm just relying off of my own knowledge, I'm not tapping into God's word, God's knowledge, God's way. If I'm not tapping into knowledge of that's out here that people are giving you to say, hey, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to help you in your marriage. I don't need that. They put their pants on the same way I put my pants on. Most divorces, Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha, has happened because we are so arrogant. We are so
arrogant.
Fixed in our ignorance that we refuse to change your behavior. Yes, you 45 years old, you live life. And you've been married 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. How many other times you've been married? And I asked the question, when you look at the issues that has arisen in all of those relationships, like the minister said it the best. He said, you've got, how many accidents have you had? You got into brand new cars, banged it up, got out, got into another. Banged it up, got out, got to. He said, has it ever occurred to you to open up the glove compartment and read the manual, read the directions? Well, guess what? If this a woman of God, this a man of God, God tells you how to handle his people. He tells you how to handle him. So why not practice those same principles and ways with your spouse, with your husband, with your children? It's all learning. When we are, and I say this, I'll give a quick example. We were in Cobbtown, Georgia, vending. It was the Black Cowboys. I don't know if we know how big the Black Cowboys are. They are huge. It was like 7,000 of them on this property here in Cobbtown, Georgia. And one of the husbands came up to our table. We had our books. And he said, oh, me and my wife, we've been married for 44 years. I don't need that. We don't need them books, right? So he walked away and waited for the wife. The wife come to our table. She said, oh, what you got? We got relationship books. She sees this book right here, Communications in Marriage. She just flips it open. She flips it open, goes to a page, and she says, oh, my God. And I was like, what happened? She said, we just was arguing about this last night. She said she bought 2 books. And she said, I said to my husband, I said, now look at that. He said, we don't need that. We good. But the wife says, this is what we was just arguing about last night. Most of the time, there's a spouse that's crying out, baby, we need help. We need counseling. We need to go to the marriage retreat.
Right.
You know how many wives every year call my husband and ask him, please talk to my husband so we can come to the marriage retreat.
Talk to him. Please, Marcus, talk to him. Please, Marcus, talk to him.
Look at Marcus' face, please.
Well, I tell you, and we are learning tonight as our guests, as you know, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia Muhammad from the Marriage Keepers, and they're on Nothing But the Truth to remind us of something. And I think we should remind folks again. We haven't heard about it in 40 minutes now, and we need to announce it again. What's happening between August 27th and August 31st?
15th annual marriage retreat is going to happen this year. Whether you're there or not, it's going to happen because we want to continue doing our good work. We want to continue striving for excellence in our marriages, and we want to invite you to come be a part of the celebration of God, a celebration of marriage. Anything that's promoting love and promoting unity, you need to be a part of it because you need that for your marriage. Your marriage needs the inspiration that we provide at the marriage retreat, and oh my God, the love that's there in that room between us all, because we all know, because we all struggling, we all striving to be married, and I can tell you, it would be helpful for you.
And that reminds me of a brother who, it was about 2 years ago.
Come on now.
And the whole marriage retreat, him and his wife were doing the interactive activity, but he never said not one word. He didn't ask no question. He just participated, him and his wife, in their area. And at the end, we always ask the couples, please give us some comments, let us know what we can do better. He said, he stood up and he said, I didn't ask any questions at all this whole retreat. He said, every issue that I came with, I have several solutions to help me with my issues. See, when you have a retreat by God's grace, who we're not here to just tickle our ear and entertain. We're here by Allah's grace to give you the necessary tools to change whatever dynamics are going on, that we don't need to know any of what your issues are, but by God's grace and his grace, we are so humble to know it's only by Master Farad Muhammad's grace that we even sitting here.
Right.
But we are here to help you in your marriage. Today, we have no excuse to get divorced unless our life is being threatened.
That's right.
Outside of that, anything going on, if the two are willing to work at it. See, fight for your marriage. When you set your mind to do something divine, let me say that again. When you set your mind to do something divine, there's nothing that can deter you. Marriage is the beginning of your kingdom of God. That's where that starts, in our homes. Your representation of God's way. Is it in your home? Well, if it's not, then get help. How do we help each other? Being in a environment where everyone is there for the same purpose. I want something different.
And a lot of us just leave our marriages too quickly.
Right.
You want to quick get out of marriage quick card. You know, you want that card that says get out of jail quick. You want a card that says get out of your marriage quick. We're not giving you no card to get out your marriage quick. People call me, ask me, Marcus, tell me how to divorce him. Tell me how to leave. I said, I don't know that. I don't know how to help you get divorced. I can help you stay married. I don't know how to help you get divorced. I can tell you that love and long suffering is the way to go. And I can tell you that Master Farad Muhammad commissioned the most honorable Elijah Muhammad with 2 words.
What?
He said, take plenty. That's what he told Elijah.
This is so powerful.
Guess what? In your marriage, I'm telling you to take plenty.
Now that is powerful. That's powerful because that's powerful now, Brother Marcus and Cecilia. Because remember now, you're talking to a people who are hard work averse.
Oh, yes.
These are people who avoid struggle. Now, you're saying things tonight openly, and it sounds good. And I'm amazed that you make it sound good, especially when you say, take plenty, become long suffering. And it's hard to sell suffering to a Negro. It really is.
But
it really is.
So, okay, but we get marriage is hard. It's work. But it can also be fun too.
That's what I'm
talking
about. We hear that, like I said, it's hard work, but it's fun because I'm getting to know you. I'm getting to love you. See, the benefit of being with someone, like I said, July 4th this year made 33 years for us by Allah's grace and permission. And to look at those years, yes, there have been several trials and tribulations. How do we get through it? We stop and we pray and we ask Allah to strengthen me, broaden my breast to take more. But in order for me to take more, guess what? I got to throw out some stuff. I got to get rid of some stuff. I have to dig deeper, because it's one thing to say, oh, I'm only going to step on level 1. Oh, no, God said there's plenty levels. There's plenty degrees to this. And we want, like the minister said, you are aborting the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. You are aborting your own process. We all love diamonds. We all love them. Well, guess what? In order to get that diamond, it had to go through some pressure. It had to go through some fire. It had to go through some banging.
That's right.
And then be mined out.
And anybody that you know has been married for years, everybody has a story to tell you. And guess what the story is? No matter what the trial or tribulation, we went to God first, got up and went to work on what that issue is. And if I don't know how to solve it, let me talk to someone who can help me to solve it. I said, everybody walk around with a smartphone. How you stupid with a smartphone? Google.
Right. Google it. ChatGPT. You know,
ChatGPT.
The good thing about marriage too, what I find is you're learning the other person, right? You're learning how to get along and live with this other person. But through marriage, you learn so much about yourself.
Yes,
because we're set in our ways. I do it this way. I don't do that. I'm not for this. Ain't gonna do this. But when you have to come together with another person, it's no more I. I has to become a we. And in becoming a we, there's a change that had to be made. You don't change for that person per se, or they don't try to change you, but you guys are becoming one now. That's a new
and it's an interesting road to follow. If you don't mind, Teasha, I'll just share the things that happened to me since in these last how many years we've been together and trying to make this work. We were grown people when we came together. We weren't 25, you know? And so when we got together, I had a certain way I would do things, and I noticed myself doing what Teasha does, and I noticed her doing what I do. And it's not because we made each other into each other, but I noticed myself putting things in their exact place. My wife is very, very meticulous about that. Put things exactly where they belong. I used to leave it on I'm like, it's on the counter. I know where it's at. I'll just get it when I come back. No, that's that. But now I find myself opening the certain drawer, putting it in the particular slot, straightening out the other utensils in the drawer, then carefully closing the drawer. I said, oh my God, what am I becoming? It really happens. It really happens. I noticed that my wife actually has patted her foot discreetly to actual jazz tunes.
My foot was itching. I was not.
No.
Go ahead, Sister Teasha.
No, she put some train every now and then, a little Ellington, and she enjoys some new things that she didn't enjoy before, because we're striving to become one in a spirit of love and respect and honor. And so when we hear you all interact with one another, I think it's an encouragement to couples all around the listening audience and the viewing audience. Because if you can hear these two who've been together for 33 years and look at how they speak to one another, there's respectful deference there. They relate to one another with great regard. And I see you listening to your wife, Brother Marcus.
Yes.
I see you listening to your husband. And I caught you, Sister Cecilia, a couple times looking at him and blinking like,
not the blink.
Yeah, I saw she hit him with the blink 2 times on this show alone. She did it.
And so
yeah. So this matters because it's how you keep the flame going. Because if you say to people, it's long suffering, it's painful, it's hard, it's difficult, you could win some people. But I remember coming to the mosque, and I remember the way that we accepted the Islam that we heard in the mosque. We was like, man, we about to get it on. It's about to be exciting. We about to have some fun and build this nation. Yes. And of course, we get there and we find out it's not all sweetness and light. It's sometimes difficult, but because we're committed to the vision that we had at first, we keep going. Is it true that couples can commit themselves to the vision that they have for each other and with each other, and that helps them to make it through those rough times?
Yes. And they have to choose to love.
Come on.
A lot of us, we forget that we love each other. You know, that's the thing I remembered about Cecilia, that I love this woman.
Oh.
And I don't want to ever lose her love.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that I choose to foster a spirit of reconciliation with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Reconciliation is what bonds us together. And I choose to enlarge my perspective.
Come on.
I don't choose to be a small, tired FOI.
Come on.
I choose to be a large, what's the word?
God.
A God.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because that's what the nature, the relationship calls for. The relationship calls for me to be a God.
Yeah.
She's not going to accept me as anything less than a God.
Not
I'm
attractive.
telling all the FOI this.
And in order to do that,
Yes,
what
sir.
you have to, the main ingredient, you have to have a personal relationship with Allah for
Come on now.
yourself. If you're a Christian, whatever your religious belief is, you have to have your own connection to a power outside of yourself. In
Awesome.
order to grow where you need to grow. Well, I don't believe in nothing. I worship the trees and the rocks. Well, like the Quran says, it's named the rock, the bee, the cow. What is it? Looking and studying nature can help us to get a deeper understanding of life itself.
I choose to actively listen to her.
Yes.
I choose to actively listen to her because my wife has such wisdom that she is imparting that I would be a fool to not listen to her.
You hit on what I was about to ask you, Brother Marcus. Tell us how important it is for you or your spouse to feel heard and understood in the marriage. Isn't that important to make it happy?
It's everything. If you as the man are used to doing all the talking in the relationship and the little woman has to sit down and shut up and listen to you. Ooh. Yeah.
Come on, Brother
Not
Marcus.
cool. Not cool.
That's not cool. That's not cool because you have to validate her and you have to listen to her too. It's not just you who gonna be doing all the teaching. That's the problem I find with all of our ministers. The sister who he's married to, she got something to say too.
Yeah.
Let her get up there and teach.
Come on.
Sunday, and let's see how she does with your support as the minister of that mosque, that city. And I can tell you that a lot of us are so unused to this. We're not used to hearing wisdom come out the mouth of a woman. We're not used to hearing them at all. And I can tell you that is not working for us any longer. We have to give the sisters and that's what Minister Farrakhan said. He said, give the woman a chance to get out there and lead. And I can tell you, that's something to think about.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I can tell you that I choose to speak the truth in love. I choose to regularly pray for my spouse.
Beautiful.
I choose to keep God in the center of my marriage. See, this is from the book, Conflict Resolution with Your Spouse. Let There Be Peace. This is a book that we wrote for you to get your conflicts under order.
Man, let me tell you something.
For you and your family.
Yeah, now I told you all at the start of the program, you were going to hear something tonight. I told you. And as we come to the end of this hour of the program, don't worry. There's still much more, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, that you're going to hear, both at the Marriage Keepers Retreat and you can see the information on the bottom of your screen right now as we speak, the Marriage Keepers Retreat. Contact them tonight. Get your space while it still remains.
Yes.
I'm going to take this opportunity before we let our guests have that one last little 30-second blurb. You know how we do it every week with everybody with a final word. I'm going to turn it over to the world's most accomplished, wise co-host, Sister Teasha. Yeah, there you go.
That's my mom. All right. I want to just thank everyone again for tuning into another exciting episode of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. We are so honored that you joined us again for this hour. We invite you to come back to this same space next week, same time, same channel. And don't forget, help us grow the platform if you can. All you need to do is go over to YouTube, Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha, like, share, and subscribe, and then go over to our Facebook page and do the same. You can find my page under Teasha Muhammad and Jamil's page under Jamil Muhammad. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, indeed. And next week, right in this same space, you don't want to miss it because we bring the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's grandchildren
Ooh.
right here. Yes, the family of Louis Farrakhan Jr. has a business that you don't want to miss. They're going to be our special guests next week, and we know you're going to next weekend. So we have more for you. And each week we try to stay locked and loaded with information and inspiration that can give us a real education when we listen to Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. Now, in the remaining 1 minute that we have, I know 1 minute is hard, Brother Marcus. I know it's hard, Sister Cecilia. But the one thing we need to remember, what do we need to walk away from this broadcast knowing tonight?
That you can be successful no matter where your marriage is,
That's right.
where your relationships are, whether it's mother, child, father, son, you can be successful. We just need advanced relationship skills. Please go to our website, www.themarriagekeepers.com, where you can register for the marriage retreat. And also call Brother Marcus. His phone number is there. If you need one-on-one counseling, family counseling, we are here to help you to be successful. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
And I wanted to say this, we are going to, for tonight, for you, Brother Jamil, and you, Sister Teasha, both of y'all can come for free to this year's marriage retreat. And I want y'all to please come.
Sorry.
Get ready, T. Pharaoh. We coming to Detroit. We coming to the
I got a little
beach.
work for you, Brother Jamil. I got some work. Yeah, I want you to participate in the manhood, fatherhood. I want you to lead the class for us.
All right, we'll talk about that after the show. I'm saying yes, but I got to play hard to get. Thank you, everybody, for tuning us in. We love you. We can't do nothing without you. Allah willing and the creek don't rise. We'll be back next week at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 on the West Coast every Thursday night. It's Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, family.